Oh, he's changed. I'll have him mic back.
Hello, welcome to Flyers TV, powered by ATPI, and it's playoff time in the European North Basketball League as the Bristol Flyers host Lithuanian side BC Siauliai in the first leg of the ENBL playoff quarter-final. It's live from the SGS College Arena. Thanks for tuning in this evening. Joel Osborne alongside former Bristol Flyers Gareth Till as we welcome you to the Wise campus. Tip-off is just under 15 minutes away, and Gareth, you can feel the anticipation, playoff time, a new campaign for both of these teams.
Yeah, it's exciting Thursday night hoops here down in Bristol. Everything to play for. Not going so well for the Bristol Flyers in the British Basketball League, but a chance to forget about that and put themselves in a good position to make some progress in this competition.
Yeah, tonight marks the first of two legs against Lithuanian side BC Siauliai. Of course, the scores from both legs will be added together. The winner on aggregate advancing to the Final Four in April. And Gareth, with these two-legged affairs, we've seen it a lot in the British Basketball League over the last few years. So Flyers, no stranger to that kind of competition, but important in this first leg. You can't win the series in the first leg. You can lose the series in the first leg.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to make sure you're locked in for the full 40 minutes, and there's an awful lot to play for. If it doesn't go so well, then you can't give up on the plays. You have to keep going to the final whistle, and that'll be the same for both teams as well. As you said, Joel, it's not won in this first game. You just want to be in contention in that second game and give yourself a chance of winning the series.
Flyers, they finished fourth place in Group A of the ENBL regular season, 4-3 on the campaign. As for Siauliai, they finished top of Group B with a 6-1 record. They were ENBL runners-up in 2022, losing to Polish side Anwil Wolfsburg. And as you say, no strangers to European competition, this team. They know what it takes to go on a deep playoff run.
Yeah, exactly. Having that experience, of course, Bristol Flyers, their first taste of European competition. And, what a great experience it's been for the Bristol Flyers, but up against some seriously tough competition, from a seriously good league as well. So, Flyers will have their work cut out tonight, but the excitement's building and they'll be up for this one.
Well, let's take a look at the players arriving at the Wise campus earlier this evening. Spirits are high in camp despite the team being on a 6-game losing run in the British Basketball League Championship. Just say it'll be their first taste of European playoffs this evening. I imagine excitement amongst the team is certainly fizzing with the players.
Yeah, exactly. It's, as you said, it's a chance to forget about sort of domestic competition and get excited. Everyone's excited to see them progress. European competition, new team here in Bristol, and if you can't get out for this game, then you can't get up for any game. This is huge for these players right now, for their careers, for the team, for the coaching staff, for the fans here. Can make a bit of history tonight.
Well, let's take a look at how both of these teams are shaping up coming into this one, starting with the visitors, BC Siauliai of Lithuania, who are led by head coach Žydrūnas Urbūnas. Ones to watch for them include American guard LJ Thorpe out of UNC Asheville. He leads the team in scoring this season with 13 points per game in the Lithuanian League. Also, Lithuanian forward Paulius Danisavicius shoots just under 40% from behind the three-point line, so certainly one to watch from deep. But Gareth, one player that we wanted to take a deeper look at was Slovakian international Thomas Pavelka. Now, he'll be a big force for them. 7 foot, he's listed as 7'2". He is will be a handful for Brad Green inside tonight.
Yeah, he certainly is, and we're watching him warm up tonight. A very kind of agile big man, as I just see him there. He's not an awkward big man, very athletic, very aggressive on the board, and he'll challenge you, make a huge matchup with Brad Green. That'll be one to see how that develops, but almost two contrasting styles, like one physically strong big man and one sort of more athletic, You've just seen there with the reverse bin as well. So yeah, you can see what we're in for tonight. It's going to be an exciting matchup.
Yeah, it certainly promises to be a tasty matchup there inside. Let's take a look at the Flyers roster for tonight's game. And Coach Kapoulis welcomes the return of Tevin Ollison into the rotation this evening. He missed last week's game against Surrey Scorchers. How much of a boost is that for Flyers to have Tevin Ollison back?
Well, it's massive. He's been huge this season for the Bristol Flyers. From that scoring perspective, able to give that spark, able to do things individually, but play in the team as well. So, of course, that is a massive boost for Coach Kapoulis.
Leslie Smith is close to returning from a fractured hand, but remains out this evening. But one player we wanted to take a look at here, Gareth, Brad Green. We spoke about the matchup he's going to have inside. He's coming in off a big 20 points, 16 rebound double-double in the defeat to Surrey Scorchers last weekend.
Yeah, he's just been spectacular all season long, just taking his time, some great footwork in the post, bullying his way through and finishing. And obviously, as I said, missed the double-double, grabbing those boards, real good team player, and just always finds himself in that good position and finishes so well around the rim.
How much do you think his style of play has really suited the ENBL this season? Because a lot of teams in this league have those, traditional big men.
Yeah, it's been huge, really, hasn't it? We've seen him have some massive games. You mentioned the British Basketball League, but in the European competition as well. He's just a really fundamentally good, sound, solid player inside, and just goes about his work. He never seems to get sort of emotional or anything like that, but he just does good work day in, day out, and punches that ticket. And really good pickup this year for the Bristol Flyers.
Another one to watch for Bristol Flyers. You mentioned Tevin Ollison back into the lineup, and when he's at his best, Gareth, he is a difficult player to guard, especially when he's knocking down threes from this distance.
Yeah, if he gets hot, you know what he can do. We've seen it over plenty of games this season and last year as well. There is no, there's no, his range right on cue there. Will happily take a few steps back off the three-point line and knock those down. And we've seen that shot more often than not this season as well. But he's a fearless competitor, and it is a massive boost to have him back for Bristol tonight.
Yeah, he had a big 31-point performance in this game over the London Lions, and he had nearly 20 of those in the first half, or 25 it was, I think, in the first half alone. So he certainly will be one to watch for Bristol tonight. Well, it's a big night for Bristol Flyers. It's a big night for Flyers head coach Andreas Kapoulis as well. And earlier on, he was speaking with Niall Gray.
Coach Andreas Kapoulis, a big night for you, ENBL playoffs. What does this mean to not just yourself, but to the club and also the fans being in the playoffs in your first season in Europe?
Well, it's a historic moment. It's very exciting. I think it's exciting for the fans, for the program. Going into the European competition, we're hoping, let's win a couple of games, let's find out what it is about on and off the court. And here we are playing a European quarterfinal. We look forward to the challenge. It's going to be a great night at the Wise campus.
And let's talk about the highs and the low season, 4-3 record in the regular season. You got yourself into the postseason. What have been the standout games for you?
The first win in Bulgaria. We just said about playing in European competition, but to get that first win as well was awesome. Certainly winning at home against Lansted, I think that was a big win. It was our home win, and we needed that one. We've been winning on the road. We've got a big one in Lublin. The Lublin performance was pretty good. Beating them, at the time they were second or third in the Polish Championship. So there have been some memorable games, some memorable performances. Even here at home, losing to Juventus by 1 point. Back in, for us it has been a great experience, and we don't want it to finish. Can we go a little bit further?
And I just want to build on that. Obviously, you got a bit nervy for qualification towards the end. What were your feelings when you knew Flyers were going to be in?
I cannot describe it, to be honest. Just an amazing feeling. This is a work in progress, 19 years in the making, a historic moment. And at the time that I found out, I was out with my wife having a couple of drinks, so I had a couple of extra ones that night.
I'm sure you deserved it. Obviously, you're playing the British Basketball League, you're playing in Europe. What difference have you noticed in the way teams play in Europe compared to the domestic game?
The style of play, there is a big difference, especially on the offensive end. Like in Europe, you see a lot of teams running a lot of action, going from one action to another one, and have a lot of continuity. In the BBL, you have different styles. You have teams that are more methodical, more systematic, but you also have teams that are more up and down, more one-on-one based as well. That's what makes it exciting. And I think just because we're used to the BBL, British Basketball League's type of style of play, I think that actually translates well in Europe. Also, we're able to feed off some of those European experience and bring that into our game as well. That's the big one that has stand out.
And obviously looking forward to the game now. How do you approach this game? Because it's 2 legs, first leg at home, then you're off away obviously in a week or so. How do you approach the first leg knowing it's only really half time?
Yeah, I mean, we said with the guys, ideal situation, you win both games, job done. We want to win the ball game today. That's important. Certainly, as it's very important to take it 1 quarter at a time and make sure, like if we're up ahead, just keep playing every possession. If we're down for whatever reason, keep chipping away, keep the difference low. The great thing about it is the British Basketball League playoffs have taught us a lot about aggregate score games. Obviously, we have some guys that haven't experienced that before, but we do have some guys that have had great success, if it's against Newcastle, Manchester in recent years. So we know what it's about. But the number one thing right now, can we win the ball game today?
And just one final question. How have the guys, the players themselves, found this experience of going to Europe? Obviously, you get to go on the road a little bit. You know, you're travelling, you're bonding. How have they found the experience?
I think the camaraderie, I think the team travelling together. We had to get up really early in the morning and travel and get to the airport and do all those type of things. And I think experiencing different cultures, I think it's been awesome. So there's the basketball side of it, but I think it's more, we have some guys that haven't travelled a lot before. It's their rookie season here in the UK. So them experience like cultures like Bulgaria, Poland, going to different type of places has been really exciting for them. And I think that has been an added value to it.
Coach Kapoulis, good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Final thoughts for Flyers head coach Andreas Kapoulis. We are all set for tip-off in the first leg of the ENBL playoff quarter-final, and tip-off is next.
Is watching basketball at 3 in the morning enough? No, of course not. So you always wanted to be part of the team. Your own basketball club, in your own backyard. What if I said you could? ENBL. 9 European countries, 15 pro teams, 60 games a season. The fastest growing basketball league in Europe. In the arena, on TV, or streaming live on your phone. Reach out to us and join the ENBL family. ENBL, right here in your backyard.
No one goes further than ATPI to get our customers and understand what you need. We know that different people, in different roles, in different industries, need different things. And you want a specialist to deliver what really matters. We know the way your business works and what you need to get the job done. We're on call at any time, getting your teams almost anywhere. When the trip goes from A to B to Z, we make it hassle-free. At ATPI, our purpose is clear. Through our group of specialist businesses, ATPI Corporate Travel, Marine Travel and Energy Travel, Mining Travel, Events, Sports Travel, and Direct ATPI. We will deliver what really matters to you and your organisation. ATPI, delivering what really matters.
Welcome back to Flyers TV, powered by ATPI. We're all set for tip-off in the first leg of the ENBL playoff quarter-final between Bristol Flyers and Lithuanian side BC Siauliai. Big packed house at the SGS College Arena, and Gareth, the fans have really taken to these European games. It's not often, midweek hoops, a bit of a different vibe about it here in the Wise campus.
Yeah, very exciting to have midweek hoops, and big European game. Bristol fans coming out in force tonight is in another packed house, and some Lithuanian fans as well, so should make for a great atmosphere tonight.
Do keep locked in with us for the next 2 hours. Of course, the score from this leg will carry over into the second leg, which is on March 19th in Lithuania. You can watch that game also on Flyers TV. Here's a look at the starting lineups for tonight's game, starting with the Bristol Flyers, and it's Tijon Lucas, Keedy Johnson, Tevin Ollison, alongside Levi Bradley and Brad Green. Look at the starting five for BC Siauliai: LJ Thorpe, Shaquille Keith, Noyes Menaikis, Polas Danishevicius, and Thomas Pavelka playing inside. It's going to be Pavelka and Green going up for this opening jump ball. That is the matchup to look out for tonight, as Pavelka gets it inside, but it's blocked by Green. Great start for the Bristol Flyers.
Yeah, great hustle from Green there, locating Pavelka early, able to get that block. That'll do his confidence well good to start off this game, and a quick foul on Keedy Johnson.
Danishevicius picks up his first, and he's one of the key players for them coming into this one, and picking up that early foul, we only 10 seconds 20 seconds into the game, could be big. Here's Tijon Lucas. Bradley. Back to Lucas, the screen comes from Green. Bradley pulls up for a mid-range two, it's way off the mark, and the rebound falls to Thorpe.
Yeah, one thing you can see straight away, Siauliai, very sort of tall, long team. Not going to get too many good looks at the basket. It's a good move.
Now, Danishevicius able to draw the foul, and he will head to the line to shoot a pair of free throws. And yeah, you mentioned it, we're sat down here courtside tonight at the SGS College Arena, and you can really see the height advantage that Siauliai have in pretty much almost every position out there on the court, Gareth.
Yeah, I'll absolutely agree with that. From 1 to 5, it looks like they've got that height advantage. Very long team, very aggressive team. Speaking to coach before the game, he felt that they almost have a British basketball style of play, very aggressive. Guards look to push, individual play as well. So going to be a fascinating game tonight.
Now Danishevicius with the first 2 free throws of the game, and Siauliai with an early 2-0 lead. Bradley swings to Johnson, inside to Green, going to work on Pavelka. Brad Green spins, blocked by Pavelka, didn't even jump for it either. Back to Ollison, the shot clock's winding down, and it's stolen away by Shaquille Keith. 3-pointer on the way, nothing but net for Noyes Menaikis.
Yeah, quick fast break, confident taking the 3 in transition, knocking it down. It's an early 0-5 lead for Siauliai.
Brad Green turnaround hook shot is good, and the fans enjoy that one as Bristol Flyers get their first field goal of the quarterfinals.
Yeah, Brad Green there, fearless, going against the taller man with that hook. Gets the Flyers off the mark.
Keith being harassed by Ollison and ends up turning it over.
And the referee just calming things down. A little bit of chat after the turnover. Ollison just been spoken to. I like the intensity, Joel.
You can certainly feel it's a playoff game, can't you?
Yeah, I like that. It means you're here to play. Locked in.
Lucas, guarded by Thorpe, now inside to Green. Green, skip pass, Bradley, corner 3 ball, he's short. Rebound falls to Thorpe, round the back, but only into the hands of Ollison. Here's Bradley the other way, puts it in and count it. And Levi Bradley will get the line for a bonus.
Yeah, it's a great attack, attacking the body of the taller player, getting the one. That's the way to do it, using your body well. Good offensive boards, good steal. Oh, bit of a slack pass there, certainly don't want to be doing that. And then aggressive play from Bradley.
They will send Levi Bradley to the line. Of course, he only managed to play in the... he played in a couple of games. The Back and Bears game and the Svenborg Rabbits game, of course, arriving later in the season. And he converts the three-point play to make it a 1-point game. Pavelka looking for Danisavicius. Ball inside to Keith. Keith going to work on Ollison. The turnaround jumper is good. That is a tough shot by Shaquille Keith.
Yeah, Keith quite fancies that matchup in the post. It's got a bigger body, Keith and Ollison, and taking advantage.
Levi Bradley was wide open for three, couldn't get it to go. Flyers almost with the offensive rebound, but falls into the hands of Thorpe. Thorpe. Guarded by Ollison. Here comes the screen from Pavelka. That screen with a switch. Danisavicius. Shot clock down to 6. Danisavicius backing down Bradley. What a move, and reverse layup is good.
That's some great fundamental basketball there as well. Good dribble, good footwork, the step through and the finish. Lovely basket.
Johnson looking for a screen from Bradley. Keely Johnson has an open lane. Johnson to the basket, lays it in with the left hand.
Yeah, and I think that's where Bristol Flyers will have the advantage on that foot race we talked about. The Lithuanians have been taller, but certainly in terms of athleticism and quickness, I think Bristol Flyers might have the upper hand.
Ball into Pavelka, can't get the finish. Good defense by the Flyers. Flyers can push. Lucas to the basket. Johnson, extra pass. Bradley again for three. Bradley drains the three. And we're tied up at 9 points apiece.
Nice play, Bristol Flyers, making that extra pass. Bradley in the corner, knocking that three down. And this is building up really nicely in this first quarter.
What a matchup it's been between Bradley and Danisavicius so far in this one. Levi Bradley knocking down the three. Also got a 3-point play to go earlier on in this game.
Lucas picking up his first foul. Some off the ball, a bit of a grab.
Thorpe to inbound. Looking for Danisavicius. It's knocked loose by the Flyers. Here comes Keely Johnson. 2-on-1. It's going to be a foul called against Menakis. Just a common foul from the officials. So it will stay with the Flyers ball.
Yeah, certainly could have been a question there as well. The fans may be looking for that. Unsportsmanlike. But good fast break, 2-on-1, and actually a smart foul in the end for Siauliai. Stop that transition.
It will be their third team foul of this third quarter with just over 6 minutes to go in the period. Lucas. Ollison, top of the three-point line, takes a screen from Bradley. Ollison thought about the three, puts it on the floor into a double team. Good defense by Siauliai. Danisavicius, it's knocked loose by Keely Johnson. He's everywhere. Brad Green hustles for the loose ball. Incredible hustle by the Bristol Flyers. And the fans are on their feet, the bench are on their feet. You can feel the energy in the Wise campus.
Yeah, it's great hustle play. Both teams there. There's a lot on the line here. And the fans really appreciating the hustle from both teams. Bristol Flyers get the ball. 5 minutes 42 in this first quarter, 9 apiece.
It's not often you see a big man, your 7-foot big man, diving on a loose ball like that and just setting the tone for an intense first quarter so far. Johnson. Brad Green sets a screen. Johnson nowhere to go, swings to Ollison. Ollison driving past Menakis. What a move! Euro step finish. And Bristol Flyers their first lead of this ENBL playoff quarter-final. Thorpe takes the screen. Now here's... oh, what a jump shot. Easy jumper in the end for Shaquille Keith. Bradley again was open for three. Johnson fakes the three, drives inside. Kicks it out to Lucas. Tijon Lucas, corner three ball, overcooks the triple.
And this number's here for Siauliai.
Keith to the basket, gets the friendly roll. And they're all tied up at 11 once again.
And what a tempo as well this game's been played at, up and down.
Ollison's three no good. Here comes the Hail Mary pass out to Menakis. Ends up with him. And he slows it down as Siauliai get it up over the timeline. Here's Thorpe. Romanchenko into the game for the first time. Thorpe nowhere to go. Good defense by Johnson. And again, Flyers hustling on loose balls. And this time it's going to be a reach-in foul. And I think it's going to be called on Tijon Lucas.
1 second on the shot clock as well.
And that could be a frustrating one as well, can't it? I mean, you play 23 and a half, 23 and 3/4 of defense, and that is Tijon Lucas' second personal foul as well. So he'll head to the bench with 4:13 to go in the first.
I think Lucas might be coming out now after that. Joel, he went back on, and we see Corey Samuels coming in.
It's one of those ones, isn't it? You'd be surprised to see Coach Kapoulas keep him into the game when he picks up his second foul. It's still with over 4 minutes to go in the first. So Corey Samuels into the game for the first time, and it's an easy backdoor layup that he's allowed as well. First play of the game.
Yeah, that's difficult when you come off the bench and a player makes a move like that, and Corey gets caught again.
We'll stay with the Bristol Flyers, but it's going to be an 8-second violation because the shot clock's at 15. So certainly their full court pressure paying off on Corey Samuels on that occasion.
Yeah, they do like to mix up their defense as well. They'll often go in a press and drop back to a zone. They like to mix things up a little bit defensively, see how the opposition react to the different defensive sets. That's a lovely pass.
Oh, what a jam! Huge finish from Romanchenko. And just like that, Siauliai are out to a 6-point lead, but there's Brad Green at the other end to put a stop to that 6-0 run.
Yeah, big play from Brad Green, using that body well. Just that drop step, seeding the player with the two, but Siauliai playing some good basketball, and it's a good team basketball.
Giedraitis, now Romanchenko, back to Giedraitis. Thorpe looking for it inside, he's knocked loose by Samuels. Here comes a skip pass. Van der Plas splashes it. Just over 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. Trajan Jacob into the game, finds Thomas Edwards. Takes the pass inside, ends up with Green. Here comes a double team. It's a skip pass for Keedy Johnson, and it trickles out of bounds.
You just see there, Brad Green getting that double team. Put him under a little bit of pressure with the double team and just throwing the ball out of bounds.
Daniel Basleek into the game for the first time. Thorpe takes a seat for Siauliai. There's a break in play here while the officials spot I think there's a wet patch on the court. Gareth, it's been a back and forth first quarter so far, and Siauliai have raced out to an early advantage here. What are your early thoughts of this game so far?
Well, it's been a great start. It's been a really, really great game, and certainly for the neutral as well. But high tempo, some great sort of team basketball, some good individual plays. But yeah, Siauliai just sort of been a bit more consistent. It's a really good set there, and
it's going to result in a foul on Tevin Ollison this time. That'll be his first personal foul.
Siauliai seem to be executing their offense really nicely. We've seen this little time whenever it's a back screen there, but the player just comes across under the basket, and it's been a couple of times they've been open.
We'll send Daniel Basleek to the line for 2. 23-year-old French forward, now his third season with BC Siauliai. Averaging just under 8 points a game in the Lithuanian league this season. He knocks down the second to make the 9-point lead for the visitors.
Yeah, and Siauliai quite fancy this right now, putting a lot of full court pressure on. They feel that they've got Flyers a little bit, but it's a 2-on-1 now.
Jacob to the basket, is able to draw the blocking foul on Van der Plas. And Trajan Jacob earns himself a trip to the free throw line. Yeah, and this you see here the full court pressure just giving Flyers, allowing Flyers, a bit longer to get it over the halfway line, disrupting the offense, and it certainly has paid off for them so far since they made that adjustment on the defensive end.
Yeah, exactly. That is we said about the length of Siauliai as well, and when they're full court presses, a lot of long arms in there, not getting a clear look at making that long pass, able to get break out of it there, and got the 2-on-1 situation. Jacob got fouled in the process. Go to the line for 2.
Trajan Jacobs, a 62% free throw shooter on the season in the British Basketball League. Of course, back for his second spell with the Flyers, just under 13 points a game in the regular season. First taste of European competition for him. And he's able to knock down the second for the Bristol Flyers. Van der Plas. Hands off to Giedraitis, and it's going to be a foul called away from the basketball. I think it might be called on, it's going to be called on Trajan Jacob.
Yeah.
It's going to be 2 shots as well, because Flyers are in there. Both teams are now in the penalty for the rest of this 2:29 of the first quarter. Corey Samuels takes a seat on the bench. Keely Johnson back in for the Flyers. And Basleek with another trip to the free throw line here. You just see it off your screen. There's Jacob, a little bit too much contact on that off-ball screen.
Yeah, it's the same set. They've had a bit of luck on that back screen there, that baseline, and Trajan Jacob just probably saw it a little bit late, and then a bit of a grab to try and slow the player down. Sometimes you can get away with those ones, but not this time. Basleek making the referees aware of what was happening and got himself a foul.
Basleek able to knock down a second. It's a huge screen from Brad Green. Has left Jacob open for 3 though, and his triple's off the mark. Almost knocked loose by the Flyers, but back into the hands of Basleek. Here's Shaquille Keith, guarded by Thomas Edwards. Screen comes from Romanchenko. Step back 3 for Keith. Can't get it to go. That's their first 3-point miss this game for the visitors. Jacob open for 3. Can't get the triple to go. Pair of back-to-back misses for him. Offensive rebound by the Flyers. Thomas Edwards. Jacob thought about the 3. Drives it inside. Euro step. What a move from Trajan Jacob. The lefty layup to go.
Yeah, fabulous finish that. The way he kept his composure. The lefty high off the glass. Tough move from Trajan Jacob.
Giedraitis looking for the entry pass, and it's cut out by Keely Johnson. Johnson open for 3. Again, Flyers gone cold from downtown, but another offensive rebound. And we've seen that time and time again in the British Basketball League this season. Ollison, his 3 no good. And Bristol Flyers have gone cold from downtown.
Yeah, what a tempo this game is being played at. It's up and down stuff, quick shots.
Just 1 for 7 for the Flyers from deep so far in this game. Romanchenko's cut out by Ollison. Here's Jacob up against Van der Plas. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound falls to the Flyers. It's not loose, and there's a foul by Thomas Edwards on Basleek. End-to-end stuff so far in this one. Can barely keep up with it, Gareth.
Yeah, crazy pace, and you kind of, when you talk about European basketball, you kind of think about, slowing down, running through sets and plays, but, both teams at it. An exciting game. Yeah, very, very high intensity, and it'd be fascinating to see in the fourth quarter with the energy being used, and who's going to rotate the most, get players in and out, and Siauliai certainly seem to be rotating quite frequently in and out and keeping that high intensity.
Well, Levi Bradley's checked into the game once again for Bristol. Basleek back to the line for Siauliai. Makes the first. And Gareth, we look at the 3-point field goal percentage from Bristol so far in this one. 1 for 9 as a team now. They're up 2 after those 2 missed 3-pointers. And we've seen that be their Achilles heel in the British Basketball League this season. Yeah,
it is. They're being rushed into those shots as well. I feel, when they have made the extra pass and getting a slightly better look, but when you're trailing a little bit, you sort of try and get yourself back in quickly, and you're gunning those 3-pointers, and they're not dropping, but they're still in touching distance.
Here's Johnson. Johnson splits the defense. Keely Johnson to the basket, can't get the lefty layup to go. It's around about a 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Thorpe. Screen coming from Basley. Remenchenko rolling to the basket. Strings the triple. Thorpe for three.
Still time for a good shot.
Ollison thought about the three. Jacob has to shoot with the clock winding down, and the basket wouldn't have counted anyway as Jacob misses the three. And that will do it. BC Siauliai out to an early 11-point lead over the Bristol Flyers in the first leg of the ENBL playoff quarter-final. And Gareth, I mean, this, we spoke about it just then, but normally in these European games you expect it to be a slow tempo. We've seen that time and time again for a lot of the group stage games. These teams are almost, the complete opposite of what we've seen throughout the group stage in terms of that style of play.
Yeah, absolutely. High intensity on both ends of the floor. Defense offensively really going after it. Both teams crashing the boards. But Siauliai certainly showing a bit more composure in that first quarter. Having that bit of composure with the set, getting some good looks off of that as well, taking some good shots, and you feel they're rushing Flyers into making those rush three-pointers. I'm sure that will be part of their scout report as well, trying to get those hurried shots.
Look at the numbers from the first quarter. Siauliai 3 for 4 from downtown for 75%. They're shooting 6 for 10 from the field. A lot of those 2-point field goals have been in and around the basket as well.
Yeah, exactly. But they're almost running that same set, that baseline pick, and the players coming underneath it and finding themselves in a bit of room. Just really simple, but if it's run well, it's so effective. And that's kind of good coaching, good technique, good fundamentals, executing the play really, really well. And Flyers just been caught. And on the other end, it has been a bit of a rush situation, really sort of hurrying the Bristol Flyers into making those rush three-pointers.
As for the Flyers, they are led by Levi Bradley, who has 5 points in the first quarter. Christian Jacob not far behind on 4. As you say, the big stats so far in this one. Flyers 1 for 9 from downtown, 11% as a team. And it's one of those ones, isn't it, where if you get the good looks and they're not dropping, then that's fine. But sometimes you feel that these looks they're getting so far, you said it just then, it's sort of being rushed a little bit on the offensive end. Yeah,
and they're a big, long team as well. So when you're sort of seeing in the paint what you're sort of faced up against, some tall bodies, and maybe taking a three at the time seems a better option than sort of being aggressive going to the basket. But we've seen Brad Green being really effective in the post.
Second quarter underway at the SGS College Arena. Thorpe swings, open 3-ball, this time no good for Siauliai, but another offensive rebound. Van der Plas, deep 3-ball on the way, is short. And Lucas with the rebound. Ollison driving left, Euro step, puts it up and able to draw the foul. And it's one of those ones I think Thorpe looked at the referee and said, yep, I kind of agree with you on that one.
Yeah, he didn't absolutely smash him to the ground there, but I like that from Ollison. He knows it's not working from outside, so he's looking to take them on, attack the big defenders, and they are getting fouled there, and they are putting the team Siauliai under a bit of pressure.
I saw that in the game that he played against London Lions a couple of weeks ago, getting points around the bucket early on, and that sort of builds confidence for you. And later in the game, we saw him taking those ridiculous threes, around 2 or 3 steps sometimes away from the 3-point line.
Yeah, if you're being attacked off, the dribble with pace, you have to adjust your defense there as well, and maybe not quite as aggressive, and you sort of back off a little bit. But at the minute, Siauliai are being super aggressive on defense.
10-point lead for the visitors. Basley, his pass is knocked out of bounds, and it will stay with Siauliai. Thorpe to inbound. Get Reuters, back to Thorpe. Closely guarded by Johnson. Screen comes from Remenchenko. Another 3-ball drops for Thorpe. And he's hot in this first quarter, this first half right now.
Yeah, again, well-ran play. Some really good screens. Thorpe giving the space and time he needed to put that one up. Nothing but net on that 3.
Lucas. Top to Johnson. Now here's Thomas Edwards looking to go past Van der Plas. Thomas Edwards to the basket is blocked by Van der Plas. There's a 3-on-2. Lobbed up to Romanchenko. It's well cut out by Keely Johnson. We just saw Coach Kapoulis was looking to call a timeout and then just waved it off after that defensive stop by Johnson. There you see another 3-ball dropping for Thorpe. He gets his tally up to 6 points so far in this one.
Yeah, both big men checking back in. Green and Pavelka. They'll continue their battles in the paint.
I think it's one of those ones where, you know, if Coach Kapoulis looks to bring Brad Green in, and then Siauliai will look to bring Pavelka in, and when they look to bring Brad out, I imagine that also means that Pavelka will go to the bench. The officials are going to take a look at this out-of-bounds situation to see who it last came off of, I believe. So they get the opportunity to look at it. Of course, this is something new that we've seen in the ENBLeague. We haven't seen it in the British Basketball League prior. The officials have the opportunity to look back on some of these plays, and sometimes that can be crucial. You know, these decisions can come down, you know, in a tight game down the stretch. That can be crucial in the tight games, being able, the ability to watch them back. Yeah,
it definitely gives, you know, you want the right call, especially in an important game, and, you know, for the coaches, they get an extra timeout as well, so they welcome this.
The officials are looking to see whether that Thorpe 3 is a 2 or a 3, and I think they are going to give it it's going to be a 3. They wanted to watch it back to see if his foot was on the line. I think one of the officials may have been unsure, and that was quickly cleared up by the video review. Well, Thorpe to inbound. Gets it into Vasily. Thorpe got Tijon Lucas on it. Screen comes from Pavelka. Extra pass, catch and shoot. Can't get the 3 to go. Another offensive rebound for Vasily, and he gets an open layup. Vasily now up to 7 points so far for BC Siauliai. It's a 15-point lead for the visitors. Lucas out to Bradley. Keely Johnson finds Ollison on the wing. Ball into Green. Green with a mid-range 2. Ball rattles around the rim. Can't get the drop. Thorpe again for 3. This time is short. Rebound Green. Green, Johnson in transition. Kicks out to Lucas. Lucas, all the time in the world. And again, can't get the 3 to go.
Yeah, just a little bit lack of confidence from Lucas. It was the right pass to the corner. He was open. Unfortunately, Lucas unable to make it count, and a timeout, Bristol Flyers.
Yeah, Coach Kapoulis wanting to talk things through. And we spoke about it earlier again. When you're not shooting the ball well, it drains your confidence, and then when you get the open looks, again, those don't drop, and it can be a long night for you in the end. And we've seen that a few times with the Bristol Flyers this season in the British Basketball League. When they're hot, they're hot. And when they're not hot, it can be a long, long night.
Yeah, streaky, isn't it? And Lucas, when he caught the ball in the corner, he had that little, almost jabbed his foot a little bit. You know, when you're full of confidence, it just goes up straight away, and you know you're going to be there or thereabouts. But Lucas almost just was second guessing the shot. He knew he was open, had to take it, and that sort of little bit of hesitation crept in, and yeah, he was pretty wide of the mark.
15-point deficit for the Bristol Flyers early in this one. And as you say, it's still very much, you know, we're still very much in the first quarter, if you like, of this 2-game tie. Because, you know, the score from this game adds up with the second game. So you look at the scoreboard and you see it being a 15-point deficit, but there's still plenty of time left in this series.
Exactly, Joel. And I know you mentioned it earlier on as well about not wanting to rule yourself out of the complete competition in the first leg. You have to be there or thereabouts. So you can't afford, it's not sort of a game that you can win the next game and give yourself a chance. It's all on aggregate score. So you have to give yourself a chance, and Flyers switching things up, and they're putting a full court press on there, like a 1-2-2. Just try and mix things up a little bit, try and slow Siauliai down.
They almost forced a turnover, and Ollison gets his hand on it. There's going to be a foul call in the end. And they're having a few words here, Baslik and Tevin Ollison. Certainly playoff intensity between the two teams. Basleek's getting a few words from the official after that altercation. They're ready to get back underway. Basleek looking for it inside. Thorpe again looking for Basleek. It's going to be a foul called on Ollison this time.
Yeah, and Tevin Ollison you kind of feel that was coming a little bit. They were both sort of going at each other a little bit one-on-one, and Ollison picking up his third foul early in the second quarter.
Raf Thomas-Edwards enters the game for Flyers, and Ollison takes a seat next to Coach Kapoulis.
Yeah, easier said than done, but sometimes you just need to sort of walk away from those situations, that heated moment.
Thorpe on the inbound. Basleek backing down Johnson. A good double team by the Flyers. And it ends up with a turnover. It's going to be a jump ball. And the possession arrow does point towards the Bristol Flyers, so they will get possession on this occasion. There's a good double team in the end, knocking the ball loose. Shaquille Keith back in. Basleek takes a seat for BC Siauliai. Again, Siauliai with his full court pressure. Ball into Thomas-Edwards. Lucas finds Thomas-Edwards. They break out of the press. Top to Green. Got the shot clock down to 12 though.
Yeah, it took 10 seconds off the shot, and this is kind of what we're seeing happening, and sort of rushing three-point shots, and yes, big shot.
Right on cue, Tishan Lucas knocks it down.
Big shot for Lucas, good to see, getting that confidence back.
Here's Thorpe. Screen from Pavelka. Another screen comes from Pavelka. Menakis for three. Rattles around the rim and responds with a three of his own. Lead is 15 for the visitors. Johnson. Skip pass. Bradley. Hand in the face for three. Can't get it to go, and the ball trickles over the top of the backboard for a Siauliai ball. 1 for 11 now for three for the Flyers. Keith. Menakis back to Keith. Going up against Raf Thomas-Edwards. Spins, a tough fadeaway jumper. Oh, what a fadeaway! Shaquille Keith off the glass.
Yeah, that was a tough move. I thought he got himself in a bit of trouble there, but Shaquille Keith, lovely touch off the glass.
Johnson to the basket. What a finish. Keely Johnson with the reverse layup. And that's what you feel Bristol need, more scores going to the basket like that. It was an incredibly tough finish, but those points in the paint are crucial in games like this. Van der Plas backing down Bradley, off the glass and in. An incredibly tough finish for him.
There's another tough individual move, just battling down in the post. Levi Bradley doing everything he could do, but strong finish.
Johnson looking for a screen from Brad Green. Thought about the three. Lucas calls for another screen from Brad Green. Lucas with a mismatch. Inside to Green. He has a mismatch as well. And a perfect two-man game for the Bristol Flyers.
Yeah, and at the minute, we're just trading, aren't they? At the minute, Bristol Flyers really need to get a stop now if they're going to make some headway back into this game.
Menakis for three. Can't get it to go. Rebound by Lucas. Past the midway point in this second quarter. It's going to be a foul called on Pavelka on the entry pass. And Trajan Jacobs going to return to the game for Bristol Flyers.
Such a smart play from Green. Just in transition, get himself in a really awkward position for Pavelka. Had to foul him.
Flyers to inbound from the baseline. Out to Keely Johnson. Shot clock down to 10. No screen called from Brad Green. Keely Johnson has an open lane. Johnson to the basket. Count it, and the foul. And Keely Johnson will go on the line for a three-point play.
What a play from Keely Johnson. Just the quickness, the athleticism, the strength to get to the bucket.
Well, Thomas Pavelka's going to head to the bench. That is going to be his. The table officials reach for the baton. They're about to lift it up.
Waiting eagerly, and it is.
It's number 2. Number 3.
Oh, number 3.
Number 3. They
Okay.
number 3 up instead.
So yeah, I mean that's interesting development as well. So Olesen and Pavelka, 2 key players for either team, in a bit of foul trouble. But yeah, I think Brad Green so far has been the player in terms of matchups. You know, Brad Green having a good game against Pavelka.
6 points and 4 rebounds so far for Brad Green. He's 3 for 5 from the field, and he's not the kind of guy to back down from a matchup like against Thomas Pavelka.
No, not at all. You know, nothing phases him. He knows exactly what he can do. He's that body, good footwork, knows where he wants to be underneath the basket, and he is a handful for the tallest of players.
And timeout was called by Siauliai on this occasion, and I just want to talk it through because you felt like Bristol were slowly starting to put scores together, get some stops on the defensive end, and you felt momentum was slowly starting to shift in their favour.
Yeah, I mean, and Siauliai probably could do with a bit of air as well, really, because they are, you know, I would say the big difference between the 2 teams is the intensity that Siauliai have put on defence, putting in a real shift, and you know, getting a bit of a timeout and a bit of a break probably will do them a little bit because you don't want to get gassed too early on, but they are really putting an effort in early doors in this game.
It is a 13-point lead for the Lithuanian visitors. They went 6-1 in their group stage in Group B to win Group B, which sets up this 2-legged aggregate playoff against the Flyers. And Keith Johnson's free throw was no good, but it's going to be a foul called on the by Van der Plas on the box out attempt as well. That would be the Siauliai's 15th foul, 14th foul even. So now Flyers are in the bonus for the last 4 minutes and change of this second quarter. Thomas Edwards finds Trajan Jacob. Here's Green. Hands off with Keedy Johnson. They have to shoot. It's going to be an offensive foul called from Brad Green on the moving screen, say the officials.
Yeah, just looking at Coach Kapoulis, I don't think he had too much to say about that one. I think it was a good call, Brad Green. That's his first foul. No issues there.
Of course, no Leslie Smith for the Flyers as well. Important for Brad Green to stay out of foul trouble, and he's done well so far for that to only be his first foul with halfway through the second quarter.
Yeah, talk about Leslie Smith, spoken to Coach Kapoulis and Coach Nick Burns as well, saying what a massive miss Leslie Smith has been for the Bristol Flyers. They've really missed, his off the bench, that spark off the bench, and the size that he brings.
Stolen by the Flyers, and here's Keedy Johnson with a one-handed hammer. Out in transition. Picks up the foul as well, and here's your frustration guy. You feel the frustration.
I do.
Look at Coach Kapoulis next to us as well. Frustrating foul for him to give away there.
Yeah.
Because that will send them to the line with it, or is it the 14th foul? It's just the 14th foul.
Yeah, I mean, got the dunk, hustle back, try to do the right things, but it's with the foul.
Here see it on the replay. Open lane for Keedy Johnson. Cleared for takeoff. There's going to be an offensive foul at the other end called as well.
Yeah,
on the screen. So both officials calling it both ways here.
Siauliai pushing up again, looking to slow the Flyers down.
They trailed by as many as 15. It's now down to 11. Johnson, screen from Green. Keedy Johnson into a double team. Green was open inside for a second. A nice pass instead, and couldn't quite get through to him, and it's stolen away by Siauliai. Thorpe. Danny Savages with the screen. Thorpe with the three. He can't get it to go. Another rebound falls to Jacob. Chance for Flyers to make it a single-digit game. Johnson. Jacob. Inside to Green. Has position. Nice finish from Brad Green, and it's down to a 9-point game.
Yeah, nice finish from Brad Green, but also good look from Jacob as well. Saw him underneath the bucket, had a good bit of space around him, good position, and Brad Green, as always, finishing well around the bucket.
Manakis. Top to Thorpe. Swings to Danny Savicius. Looking for Keith on the handoff, but back top to Thorpe. Shot clock down to 5. Thorpe has Lucas on him, and it's no good on the jumper. Good defense by Bristol. Lucas pushing in transition all the way to the bucket, going coast to coast, and Tijan Lucas puts it in. Timeout, Siauliai.
Yeah, great play from Lucas as well. Been a bit quiet so far in this game, but really beginning to build up a little bit with that three-point shot. You know, we saw, before he got injured, what he was doing. He was doing that all the time, getting to the basket, those nice finishes around the bucket. It's great to see Lucas, beginning to bring that back into his game.
And just before the last time out, you felt momentum starting to shift in Bristol's favour. It was the Keely Johnson dunk at one end, and then you see it here. Flyers turning defence into offence, and that's been their go-to this season. When they can get out and run like that, that's when Bristol's been at their best.
Yeah, 100%. And, I think Siauliai, certainly, we mentioned their intensity, but it feels like the levels have just dropped a little bit now, and things are becoming a little bit easier for Bristol Flyers to get out in transition, attack the basket, picking up some fouls. So they've weathered that storm, so it's all set up well for the second half. Can Siauliai bring back that intensity defensively?
Brad Green and Keely Johnson now on 8 points apiece to lead the Bristol Flyers. Meanwhile, Shaquille Keith with 8 points of his own. There's Daniel Baslik on 7, and then 2 of the players, Menakis and Thorpe, both on 6 points apiece. Thorpe also has 5 rebounds with 4 assists to go with his 6 points. Early triple-double watch there in this first half if he continues at this rate.
Exactly. Keep an eye out on that one. 2 minutes 36 in this first half. Bristol Flyers versus Siauliai. And Bristol Flyers weathering a bit of a storm early on and put themselves right back in contention now.
Bit of full court pressure being shown by the Flyers this time. Keith. Danny Savicius. Ball into Shaquille Keith, guarded by Jacob. Backing down in the post. Fakes it and makes it. And that is a fundamental move from Shaquille Keith.
Yeah, he's a big, strong lad, isn't he? Keith just muscling his way down. Getting exactly where he wanted to go.
Lucas, nowhere to go. Finds Jacob, over for 3. 3-pointer off the mark. It's going to be a foul called on Romanchenko in the end.
Brad Green continuing to cause Siauliai problems in the middle of the paint.
We'll send the big fella to the line as well, because of course Bristol are in a bonus for these last 2 minutes of the first half. Well, Brad Green at the line. He's leading the league in the British Basketball League in rebounds this season, averaging 10.1 per game, and he's just shown time and time again what an incredible pickup he's been for Coach Kapoulis and the Flyers.
Yeah, exactly. Been at, keeps every time we do the comms, it's like, what a big fan I am of Brad Green. Love to see a big centre doing his work. And he's been a great player to watch. He said, great pickup for Bristol Flyers.
Danny Savicius. Romanchenko for 3, splashes it in the face of Brad Green. It's back out to a 9-point lead. Here's Raph Thomas Edwards. Skip pass to Jacob. Thought about the 3, driving inside. Looking for a foul, nothing given, but last touch by BC Siauliai.
13 seconds left on the shot clock.
90 seconds left in the first half. Ball into Thomas Edwards. Thomas Edwards with the hook shot, rattles around and gets the drop. It's a 7-point game. Keith to the basket, knocked loose by Green. Oh, and it's stolen back by Baslik. Here's Thorpe. And Siauliai looking to eat up some clock here to end this first half. Baslik, guarded by Thomas Edwards. It's knocked loose by Jacob. Shot clock at 6. Thorpe. Screen comes from Romanchenko. Again, Romanchenko for 3. Ball goes in and out, and the rebound by Green. Bradley's open for 3. Can't get it to go. There's Brad Green on the rebound. No foul given, say the officials, but it will stay with the Bristol Flyers. Get Reuters back into the game for BC Siauliai. Thorpe takes a seat. There's a great block in the end from Danny Savages.
Yeah, that's very clean.
There is the foul on Danny Savages this time. And it will send Levi Bradley to the line for 2.
Getting carried away.
It's a 7-point lead for Siauliai. Levi Bradley, chance to cut this down to 5. They trailed by as many as 17 in the first half. And Levi Bradley can't convert on the first. As Bristol Flyers leading easy ones here at the foul line. Now 5 for 9 as a team in this game.
And everything counts. You know, we say those free throws can make such a big difference. Able to get 50% on that trip.
Keith, guarded by Jacob. Screen comes from Romanchenko. Keith to the basket. Good defense by Green. Romanchenko on the follow, can't get it to go. And it will be a basket interference. The basket will not count on the offensive end.
Yeah, good call, the referee there. The ball was still in the cylinder. The Siauliai player came over trying to put it back in. 19 seconds, or 19.7 seconds remaining in this first half. And Siauliai coach making a substitution.
Yeah, Van der Plas back into the game for BC Siauliai. Gedraitis takes the seat on the bench. Going to be Jacob to inbound. Shot clock here is going to be turned off. Johnson. Under 10 seconds to go. Johnson from the elbow. Pulls up, can't get it to go. 5 seconds to go. Ball rattles around the rim and it's going to go to BC Siauliai. And I think they were looking for a foul there. I think the fans are thinking there's a bit of simulation in that, potentially.
Well, we saw the issue with Ollison. We got Ollison a bit of foul trouble that third foul, and looking to get something off the referees there, but not having any of it. 3.8 seconds left in this first half.
Here's Shaquille Keith. 2 seconds to go. Keith running 3 off the glass, no good, and that will do it for the end of the first half. BC Siauliai led by as many as 17 points in the first half, but at the half-time break there's a 44-38 lead, and Gareth, considering they were trailing by as many as 17, it's been a great effort from Flyers to get back into this one.
Yeah, brilliant effort. Siauliai really had, the run, didn't they, for sort of 13-14 minutes, and putting a lot of effort in, a lot of intensity, and you feel levels just dropped there, and Flyers sort of stuck around, and then things are beginning to get a little bit easier for them. Brad Green doing his thing, getting big men into foul trouble, just opening up that middle of the paint a bit easier for the guards of the Bristol Flyers to get to the basket, and some courageous plays. Lucas stepping up with some big shots, giving himself to get back in the game.
Well, we've reached the halfway point in the first leg of the ENBL playoff quarter-final between Bristol Flyers and BC Siauliai. It's Bristol Flyers 38, BC Siauliai 44. We'll have half-time reaction after the break. Welcome to the game. Did you know that 4 out of 10 men wouldn't work as cabin crew because of some outdated stereotypes? So EasyJet held tryouts with the Bristol Flyers to challenge this assumption and see if they've got the skills to join our cabin crew dream team. Let's show them how we play. Ready for takeoff? The Flyers enter the court. Let's see if they've got the skills to win this game. Safety is in your hands, folks. a clear pass into the overhead compartments. Flyers following Pasquale's play-by-play here. Incredible teamwork. It's important that they talk to each other throughout. Your communication skills have to be on point at all times. Oh, look at that. Standing 6'3" with a 9-foot smile. Customer service and sales. That's what I'm talking about. What a team. The Flyers join forces with Europe's most loved airline to win at 30,000 feet. Bring the skills you already have and fly higher as part of EasyJet's cabin crew. Apply now.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could, for example, have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time.
Good.
Naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure you could conceive. And then you would get more and more adventurous. And you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.
Is watching basketball at 3 in the morning enough? No, of course not. So you always wanted to be part of the team. Your own basketball club. In your own backyard. What if I said you could? ENBL. 9 European countries, 15 pro teams, 60 games a season. The fastest growing basketball league in Europe. In the arena, on TV, or streaming live on your phone. Reach out to us and join the ENBL family. ENBL. Right here in your backyard.
Welcome back to Flyers TV, powered by ATPI. We're at the half. Bristol Flyers trail BC Siauliai 38 points to 44 in the first leg of the ENBL playoff quarter-finals. I'm joined by former Bristol Flyers captain Gareth Till. And Gareth, 17 points down the Flyers were as many as in the first half. Only a 6-point game, and it just shows how quickly things can change in these, two-legged scores. I'm sure we'll see the score fluctuate back and forth even more over the next, 3 quarters of this two-legged tie. Yeah,
it's been an outstanding game, brilliant game so far. Really played at a high pace, intensity, and Siauliai coming out hot in the sort of 1.5 quarters, if you like, and Bristol Flyers weathering the storm, able to get a bit more composure as Siauliai tired and taking advantage of that and getting themselves right back in the game.
Well, let's take a look at some of the key plays from the first half so far in this one. And BC Siauliai, they raced out to that early lead. Flyers have struggled from behind the 3-point line. That's only one of their, one of two even of their 3-point made field goals in the first half. It was a great great pick and roll jam by BC Siauliai to spark some rhythm, and then Keely Johnson with that breakaway dunk almost resulted in that shift in favours towards Bristol Flyers, Gareth.
Yeah, just we've seen that a play when things aren't kind of going in your way, and just that sort of bit of excitement, that big play gets the crowd up for it, and the energy sort of transfers through the whole team, and saw the intensity, the Bristol Flyers intensity picked up as Siauliai's were dipping, and then those sort of 3 or 4 minutes towards the end, they really got themselves back in the game.
And Shaquille Keefe leads the way for BC Siauliai. 10 first half points for him. So incredibly tough shots for him. Speak of incredibly tough shots, Keely Johnson with that and one as well. And then you see, this is where the momentum shifted in Bristol's favour with that transition dunk. And that certainly got the fans off their feet, and the fans really into this one as well. Yeah, the fans really are into this one. Sometimes, beginning of the half, the game develops and the crowd start building into it, but right from the tip-off, the fans have been well up to this and been treated some really, really exciting basketball, fast-paced, high intensity. Brad Green leads the way for Flyers, 10.6 rebounds so far, and that's been a tasty matchup between him and his opposite number at the other end. Yeah, certainly. From that centre position, Brad Green, in my mind, has all been dominating that area as well. Even when Flyers were struggling a little bit,
you felt that if you get the ball inside to him, he would make something happen, and he has done, continuing his really consistent play, getting himself in good positions, and a rebounding machine.
Let's take a look at the stats from the first half, and I think the number one thing that stands out the page when you look down the page at these numbers, Gareth, is the 3-point field goal percentage.
Yeah, and you have to give Siauliai credit for that. They hustled really hard. They didn't make it easy at all, and they almost panicked Bristol a little bit into making those quick shots. They slowed the sort of bringing up the ball. They put that pressure on, time ticking down, forcing Flyers into those bad shots, and that resulting in just that 2 for 14 at 14%, as you said. So playing into the hands of Siauliai, really sort of speeding the Flyers up, taking those shots.
Yeah, and we saw Siauliai. I mean, you speak about the defensive switch that they made. They switched to a full court defense, and as you say, shaved around like 10 seconds off the shot clock, and that can cause all kinds of problems for teams, because it's not necessarily getting the turnovers, but like you say, rushing the offensive end. Yeah,
putting that extra bit of pressure on. I've said, Siauliai are a tall team, or athletic team, and sometimes if you're kind of like setting outside an open three, or rather than taking it to the basket, which we have seen Flyers begin to do now and having a lot of success with that, they're being rushed into those poor decisions and not having the time they would like to make those threes. And I think Flyers, when they move the ball around and players are open, that's when they're best. But if they're forced a little bit, we've seen it time and time again, it can result in a poor shooting night from beyond the arc.
What do you think some of the key talking points will be from Coach Kapoulis? They just had their talk in the locker room at half-time. Considering they were trailing by 17, I imagine he's saying, keep it going, really, because they don't want to get back into this one.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure he'll probably be saying the same thing, that, they slowed down a little bit as well. So, maybe expect a bit more intensity coming out of the locker room. They've had the break, but, stay with it. If they do increase the lead, we know they, potentially are going to tire again. So just try and keep that distance close and give themselves a chance in that sort of fourth quarter to step up and potentially get back and win the game. So just keep with it and expect that intensity and make good decisions.
And from a BC Siauliai point of view, what kind of adjustments do you think they'll look to make in this second half? We sort of saw Bristol kind of crack the full court press late in that first half. Could you see them maybe making another defensive adjustment, do you feel?
Yeah, I think they've certainly got it in their repertoire of mixing up defenses to suit. I mean, one of the big things for them, I think, talking point, will how they're going to deal with Brad Green in the post, where they're going to double him or whether they're just going to play him straight up, because he's causing all sorts of issues, with fouls. So I think that'll be one of their key points, because if it does dry up for Bristol Flyers from beyond the arc, Brad Green seems to be the only consistent way of them scoring. If they take that away, that'll just put extra pressure on that three-point shot.
Well, we're all set for second half action. Both teams are back out there on the court, and we'll have the third quarter coming up after the break.
ENBLeague started as a vending machine idea that would hold spaces for local products and startups, but over time it's developed into a lot more. The more we learn about the impact that we can have on the local community is the more that we've brainstormed new ways on how to add value to the brands that we represent. It's important for us to use the platform to create opportunities in the lives of real people. We really can't wait for the future at ENBLeague to unfold, and we look forward to you joining us on the journey.
No one goes further than ATPI to get our customers and understand what you need. We know that different people, in different roles, in different industries, need different things. And you want a specialist to deliver what really matters. We know the way your business works and what you need to get the job done. We're on call at any time, getting your teams almost anywhere. When the trip goes from A to B to Z, we make it hassle-free. At ATPI, our purpose is clear. Through our group of specialist businesses, ATPI Corporate Travel, Marine Travel and Energy Travel, Mining Travel, Events, Sports Travel and Direct ATPI, we will deliver what really matters to you and your organisation. ATPI, delivering what really matters.
Welcome back to the SGS College Arena, where we're all set for third quarter action in the ENBL playoff quarter final between Bristol Flyers and Lithuanian side BC Siauliai. Quick reminder, Bristol Flyers are back in British Basketball League action this Sunday on Mother's Day. It's a 2 p.m. tip-off here at the SGS College Arena. Tickets are sold out, but you can watch the game for free on the British Basketball League YouTube channel. And of course, don't forget, you can watch the second leg of this series against BC Siauliai. Of course, the score, it carries over into the game on March 19th up in Lithuania. And you can watch that once again for free, this time on Bristol Flyers TV, where you can watch every ENBL game this season, both live and on demand. Well, Gareth, both teams are having their final words going into this third quarter, and this could be a crucial run. You know, this first 2 minutes, first 3 minutes of the third quarter, you know, if it's Bristol Flyers that go on the run, we've got ourselves game on, and if it's Siauliai, they reach out to a double-digit lead again. Yeah, exactly. We've seen it many times, how teams respond coming out of the locker room. Bristol Flyers were on the up, they had the upward trajectory there, but are they going to maintain that coming out of the locker room, or are Siauliai going to come out with that intensity they showed early on in that first quarter? Well, big sold-out crowd at SGS Wise Campus. Thursday night hoops in the European North Basketball League playoffs. If you just joined us, Bristol trailed by as many as 17 points in the first half. They cut it down to a 6-point deficit going into the third quarter. Fans are enjoying what they see at the SGS Wise Campus. And there are 20 minutes of this series left at the Wise Campus before the series switches to Lithuania in just a couple of weeks' time. It's going to be Siauliai to inbound the ball to get us underway for this third quarter. Kilkeef's going to inbound for the visitors. And we are underway with the third quarter. Dana Javicius is turned over by the Flyers. Johnson on the wing, finds top to Lucas. Hands off with Johnson. Shot clock down to 10. Green with the ball screen. Petey Johnson, he's out of control, but there's Brad Green on the follow. And just like that, it's a 4-point game. Yeah, good start for the Bristol Flyers, getting a stop, getting the turnover, and then finishing Brad Green with the putback. Dana Savicius, guarded by Bradley, spins out to Keith. Shot clock at 6. 3-ball on the way. Can't get it to go this time. Pavelka with the offensive rebound. New 14 for Siauliai. Pavelka can't get it to go. It's going to be a foul called on Green. And Pavelka to the line will shoot 2 shots. Yeah, I think I'd like to see that one again. I thought Brad Green did quite a good job there, and Pavelka almost went to the floor when he didn't see his shot go in, but we'll see if we can have a little look at that. We are very lucky to be able to see it on the replay a second time, and hard to really tell from this angle, but it will send Pavelka to the line to shoot 2. Of course, Thomas Pavelka, 7'2", Slovakian international, just 23 years old, but 5th season as a pro. Of course, recently represented Slovakia in the Eurobasket qualifiers. He had 8 points in their loss to Belgium.
We talked again. Sorry, Joe. We talked about his free throw shooting, 100% in this competition, and there again, 100% from the line that time as well.
He was 13 for 13 from the ENBL regular season coming into this game. Bradley's open on the wing. Again, Flyers can't convert from deep, but offensive rebound falls to him. And Levi Bradley this time gets it to go off the glass. Here's Giedraitis. Hands off to Keith. He's got Ollison on him. Ollison on 3 fouls. Ball into Pavelka. It's going to be a jump ball as Bradley got his hands to it. Or it might have been Lucas even.
Yeah, Bristol Flyers ball.
Possession arrow points towards the Flyers. Another turnover for the Flyers, Gareth.
Yeah, it's good good intensity for the Bristol Flyers and a good start to this third quarter.
Been chipping away at the lead. They trailed by as many as 17 points in the first half. Now have a chance to make it a one-shot game. Lucas, Ollison's curling off the screen. It's a high arcing hook shot and last touch by the visitors. So Bristol Flyers will get another bite at this one. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Kapula's calling out the play. It's going to be
someone needs to inbound the ball though.
Lucas, who steps out of bounds to pull it in the end. Ollison coming off the screen, open for 3, steps on the sideline, and the basket went in, and that's a frustrating one for Bristol as they commit the turnover.
Still, it didn't count, but Ollison, I'm sure, good to see that one get knocked down though.
It's one of those ones, I think, you know, if you're a shooter like that, you see the ball just go through the rim. That's all it takes to build confidence, to get hot. And I'm sure he won that one back after stepping out of bounds, though. 8 minutes to go in the third. Giedraitis finds. I think it top to Keith in the end. Daniel Savages. Ball inside to Keith once again. Shot clock again down to 6. Keith spins into Brad Green. Pavelka with the rebound, and it's going to be a foul called on Tijon Lucas. And Bristol Flyers are now struggling to contain Pavelka inside. A couple of times we've seen them commit fouls on offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
We'll send Raf Thomas Edwards into the game.
Yeah, Lucas just getting caught, but then Pavelka could have quite easily put that in for 2. He was right underneath the basket, so not a bad foul to give.
Manakis for 3, knocks it down. And that is a massive 3 for Siauliai. Johnson, it's going to be a foul called on Giedraitis.
Yeah, it does seem there are, defensively, I think the referees have let a lot go on both sides. There's a lot of hands-on action there, but a bit too much there for the Siauliai player. Well, that is a nice 3 off the out of bounds.
Here's Keedy Johnson. Flyers trailing by 7. Johnson takes the screen from Brad Green. Thomas Edwards for 3. Splashes it. And that is a much needed 3 for the Bristol Flyers.
You have to see Raf Thomas Edwards getting involved offensively. Know from past seasons how dangerous he can be offensively, and certainly knocked down that shot. And that brings it back to 4.
Giedraitis swings the ball to Manakis. Manakis driving inside, up against Green. Pavelka on the follow, can't get it to go. Rebound Thomas Edwards.
And Brad Green running the floor.
It's going to be an over and back, and Thomas Edwards was in the backcourt when he took off. But on the receiving end of that pass, and again it's moments like that where you felt the game was just about to shift in Bristol's favour, and they end up turning it over. Here you see it. I mean, Raf Thomas Edwards took off from the is where you take off from on that situation, and he didn't quite, secure his landing space there as he commits the over and back. Thorpe. Screen comes from the big fella. Danu Savicius. Shot clock's down to 1. It's a shot clock violation. I don't think they've realised how long was left on the shot clock, because it's getting noisy in here, Gareth.
It is. Enjoyed that one, Coach Kapoulis. Enjoyed that turnover. And the official just coming to the table. Just wanted to check. Yeah, we're all good to go.
Bradley's going to inbound from the baseline. Edie Johnson.
Siauliai dropping back into a zone.
Bradley swings to Ollison. Open for 3. Can't get it to go that time. Just when you felt that Flyers had broken their shooting duck, they missed another one. Thorpe in transition. It's got Ollison on him. Looking for Pavelka. Nicely cut out by Brad Green. Here's Edie Johnson looking to split the defense, and the ball comes off the foot of a Siauliai player. You see it just come off the foot. It will be a Flyers ball. Shot clock's at 18 seconds. Thomas Edwards with the inbound. Johnson, deep 3 ball. Drains
Flashes it.
And it is a 1-point game at the SGS College Arena. Basleek, open layup, gets it to go. Coach Kapoulis frustrated with his team's defense after that 3-pointer. Ollison, extra pass. Thomas Edwards, another 3 ball. Can't get it to go. Rebound by Manakis. Thorpe, inside to Pavelka. Nice move off the glass. Can't finish inside though. And Ollison falls into the front row. And Tevin Ollison is not happy with Basleek. There was a confrontation in the first half.
Basleek getting himself involved in all these situations, isn't he?
And here you see it on the replay. Ollison with the rebound, and then the fans not happy with that call. Tevin Ollison not happy with the call.
Basleek, coming over, shake Tevin Ollison's hand.
Coach Kapoulis looking for an unsportsmanlike foul on the occasion. I think the referees are going to get together and talk about it at least.
Can they use the video replay, Joel, on this situation?
They can use it to reverse a call. So if they've made the call and they want to reverse it, they can do. I don't think they can go and look at it on a no call in that situation. So if you haven't called an unsportsmanlike, you can't upgrade it to an unsportsmanlike. I think you can do the other way. Oh, it's going to be they're going to talk about it, and they have confirmed it is an unsportsmanlike, in fact. So they didn't even need to look at it. But I think that was the right call to make in the end. Unnecessary contact, didn't contact the ball. It will send Bristol Flyers to the line for free throws and possession here.
A bit of a body check out of bounds, wasn't it, really?
Yeah. Well, Tevin Ollison's going to take a seat. I think he caught blood there as he fell out of bounds, as Pasquale Landolfi will check into the game for Bristol. And Tevin Ollison will receive treatment at the end of the bench to stop whatever it was that was bleeding. I think it was his hand in the end, his left hand potentially. But Pasquale Landolfi will shoot the free throw, and he knocks it down.
Yeah, big pressure coming off the bench. Obviously, while Tevin Ollison gets treatment, you can have a substitute come in and take your free throws. Coach Kapoulis going for Landolfi, and pays back that confidence. 2 for 2.
And just like that, is a 1-point game as Ollison continues to receive treatment on that left hand. Raf Thomas Edwards to inbound. Chance for Bristol Flyers to take the lead, and if they do, Gareth, you feel the roof could just come off at the SGS College Arena. Thomas Edwards, ball into Green. Green has an open lane. Bradley, open for 3.
There it is.
3. And Bristol Flyers retake the lead. 53 to 51. And the fans are back in this game. Defense is the cry. Pavelka stolen by Johnson. Johnson off to the races. Bradley thought about the three. Back top to Thomas Edwards. Johnson looking to slow things down. Green slips on the screen. Out to Thomas Edwards. Here's an extra pass to Bradley. Shot clock at 6. Bradley with a mid-range 2. He can't get it to go. And the rebound falls to Basleigh. Being chased down by Landolfi. Thorpe round the back. Pulls it back out. He's got a mismatch. Oh, they've left Danis Avicius wide open. And he can't get it to go for 3. Ball trickles out of play. And it will stay with the Siauliai ball.
Trajan Jacob checking back into the game. Pavelka checks out.
Coach Kapoulis was about to ask for a video review on that out-of-bounds play, and then I think Coach Nick Burns just looked at him and said, no, don't use it yet.
Yeah.
So it will stay with the Siauliai ball. Pasquale Landolfi takes a seat after making those 2 free throws. Kevin Ollison is just about getting finished up with treatment on that left hand after falling out of bounds. Here's Thorpe. Guarded by Johnson. 3-pointer on the way, is short. Rebound gobbled up by Green. Flyers on top by 2. Just over 4 minutes to go in this third quarter. Jacob, screen from Green. Petey Johnson. Green's calling for it inside. Skip past Jacob. Deep 3 on the way. Off the back iron. It was a very Trajan Jacob shot, that one. Danis Avicius. Looking for Basleigh to go back door. Ends up with it. Ball into Danis Avicius. Extra pass. 3-pointer for Menakis. Can't get it to go. Johnson with the rebound. He's fouled.
Wow, it's intense stuff right now, isn't it? My goodness. What a game. Can't take your eyes off it. End-to-end action.
But if you just joined us, Bristol Flyers trailed in the first half by as many as 17 points. They've rallied back. It was a 6-point deficit at the half. And now with just over 3.5 minutes to go in the third, they lead this one by 2. Johnson. Green's calling for it inside. Back top to Trajan Jacob. Ball into Bradley. Looking for a high-low. Out to Johnson for 3. Is short. Long rebound falls to Jacob. New 14 for the Flyers. Bradley hesitates to the bucket. Lays it in with the left hand. And a timeout's called by Siauliai because Bristol Flyers have their biggest lead of the game at 4.
Yeah, and the crowd are pumped right now. Siauliai coach calling for time. Bristol Flyers just edging away a little bit. Want to gather the troops, have a little chat about it. But good start to this second half for Bristol Flyers.
They've outscored BC Siauliai 16 points to 7 in this third quarter, and we spoke about it at the end of the half. You felt that whichever team could go on that run could really take a foothold in this series, and it turned out to be Bristol Flyers.
Yeah, absolutely. Bristol Flyers continue where they left off late in that first half and continue that momentum and just slowly beginning to build. Can't see the intensity from Siauliai, that defensive pressure they put Bristol Flyers under on early doors. That seems to have disappeared a little bit now, and getting a little bit easier now for Flyers to score. And they've still got Brad Green doing his work inside, but things beginning to happen from the perimeter as well.
3 players up to double figures now for Bristol Flyers. Brad Green just 2 rebounds away from his double-double. He's got 12 points and 8 boards. Levi Bradley and Keely Johnson are both on, Levi Bradley 13 points now even. Keely Johnson on 11. And then meanwhile, the Siauliai are led by Shaquille Keith with 10. And Daniel Basleigh and Menakis have 9 points apiece. Just over 13 minutes left to go in this first leg of the ENBL playoff quarter-final. Still plenty of time for anything to happen. Here's Thorpe, guarded by Johnson. Thorpe, screen comes. It's going to be a foul called. It's the third team foul on the Bristol Flyers in this third quarter.
And that's Brad Green's, that's his third.
Thorpe. Danny Savage is calling for it. Thought about the three. Romanchenko is calling for it inside. He's got a mismatch with Johnson on him. Danny Savage has to shoot. And it trickles out of bounds for a Bristol Flyers ball.
And it's Bristol Flyers defensively putting Siauliai under a bit of pressure. Roles are reversed a little bit.
It's going to be Bristol Flyers ball from the baseline here. Keely Johnson playing point guard. They're leading by 4. First leg of the ENBL playoff quarter-final. Green looking for it inside. Ends up with Thomas Edwards at the elbow. Double team comes. Thomas Edwards out to Jacob. Jacob deep. 3 ball. Looked good from our angle, but just overcooks it. Thorpe. Screen comes. Van der Plas for 3. Can't get it to go. Long rebound falls to Jacob. He's off to the races. And he's looking for Thomas Edwards going back door and ends up turning it over.
Both teams struggling to get anything on the board. The last few offenses.
Menakis, he can't get a 3 to go. An offensive rebound falls to Danis Savicic. Here's Van der Plas driving downhill and gets it to go with a soft touch. Two-point lead for the Flyers. Johnson finds Bradley. Bradley backing down, has nowhere to go, and it's going to be another turnover for the Bristol Flyers. It's their 10th turnover of the game.
Lucas and Ollison coming back in for the Bristol Flyers. Brad Green taking a well-earned break. Keely Johnson coming out as well.
Of course, we haven't seen Ollison in a while. He received treatment on that left hand. Minute and a half to go in the third. Thorpe hesitates. Van der Plas swings to Keith. Van der Plas going to work on Raf Thomas Edwards. Has nowhere to go. Trajan Jacob comes up with it. 2 seconds on the shot clock. They have to shoot. Keith can't get it to go. Van der Plas on the follow. He can't get it to go. And the referee stops play as Bristol Flyers gather the rebound. Trajan Jacob landed awkwardly there, diving on the loose ball. The last thing you want if you're a Bristol Flyers fan right now is another injury to add to that long list of injuries this season.
Yeah, it's been an extraordinary season in terms of injuries and unfortunate and long injuries as well. You know, certainly hampering that good start to the season, but you think right back into pre-season, picking up that first injury with Cunningham and sort of just been very unfortunate this year. But they're still in this competition. They're still chasing playoff spot in the British Basketball League.
And they currently lead this ENBL playoff quarter-final as Lucas kicks it into Ollison. Bradley open for 3. Bradley, it rolls around the rim and can't get the drop. It did everything but drop in the basket. Thorpe. Here's Keith. Ball comes off the foot of his defender. And it will, shot clock will be reset to 14 seconds. .30 seconds to go in the third period. Thorpe to inbound, finds Keith. Comes back to Thorpe. Giedraitis finds Thorpe. The shot clock's at 5. It's going to be an offensive foul. It's going to be called on
25.
Romanchenko.
And that's his third foul.
Well, a number of players in foul trouble in this one now. Pavelka has 3. Romanchenko has 3. And you look at the Flyers, I mean, Brad Green, Tevin Ollison, T-John Lucas, all on 3 personal fouls as well. Here's Lucas. Shot clock is turned off. Flyers leading this one by 2. They'll eat up every second of this third quarter. Lucas looking to go to work. Nice pass into Bradley. Goes off the foot. Jacob has to shoot. Ball goes in and out. And that will do it for the end of the third quarter. Bristol Flyers have completed the comeback in the third quarter after trailing by as many as 17, having a 2-point lead going into the fourth. It's all to play for right now, Gareth.
Yeah, it's a great game of basketball to watch. Bristol Flyers, strong third quarter. A few shots there right at the end, just in and out, and lucky for those to drop, but well poised. And you mentioned the foul trouble, and that could have a major impact. Key players potentially fouling out of the game can have a major impact on how this one plays out. And we've got to do it all over again in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, both of these teams will meet in the second leg on March 19th at the Siauliai Arena. A reminder, you can watch that game right here on Bristol Flyers TV, powered by ATPI, where you can watch every ENBL game, both live and on demand this season. And Gareth, it's one of those ones, this game's been back and forth. It's hard to predict how this first leg could end here. I mean, anything could happen. We've seen anything happen after Bristol came back from 17 down.
I'm just watching the half-time shot.
You're right there, Gareth. Watching that.
I was just watching the entertainment. I was just here. It was not too far. Yeah, exactly. I think both teams will be happy to, give themselves a chance in the second leg. Really, I mean, it's going to be an amazing game away in Lithuania. I'm sure. Big noisy crowd out there and a real different experience. So, yeah, both teams will be, happy to come away, give themselves a chance in the second leg.
Well, Bristol held Siauliai to just 9 points in the third quarter. It's the lowest quarter they've had all night long. They outscored them 17 points to 9. There was a real momentum shifter in that third period, and can they get the job done at the end of this first leg? They'll be looking to take a lead into this second leg. This game can even end in a tie as well, of course. Yeah. Doesn't go to overtime if it is tied. We don't often see a tie in basketball, but of course in the first leg of these two-legged affairs it can be possible. Fourth quarter underway in this first leg of the ENBL playoff quarter-final. Romanchenko swings the ball to Giedraitis, floats it up, can't get the floater to go. Bradley with the board. Here's Lucas now. Tijon Lucas looking for Ollison. Now takes a screen from Bradley. It's going to be a foul called on Romanchenko, and that could be his fourth, I think. It is going to be his fourth.
Coach keeping him out there. Certainly a lot of energy. We've seen him up and down the floor.
Well, Shaquille Keith having words here with Trajan Jacob. I think he was just stepping over the sideline out of bounds there, letting him know he's there. It's going to be a 5-second violation. Is it a 5-second violation? It's going to be a warning against Shaquille Keith for defending the sideline, going over the line. Of course, you can't cross the line with any part of your body, and
he's given up now.
He's gone to go defend the extra player. Ball into Ollison. Ollison to the bucket, able to draw the foul, and that's going to be his fifth. And Romanchenko will be fouled out here in the first minute of the fourth quarter. Now you see the foul in your replay. We'll send Daniel Chavicius back into this game. Tevin Ollison with a pair of free throws, chance to extend the lead for Bristol Flyers. Potentially out to 4 if he can knock down both. And Gareth, you've seen Tevin Ollison on the court, second year now with Bristol Flyers, and his level of play has really stepped up to what we saw in his rookie season out of Youngstown State.
Yeah, certainly has. The second half of the previous season, took him a little while to sort of acclimatise to the British Basketball League, and what a season the Flyers had last year with some outstanding talent, and really shone through in that second half, and that extra bit of experience this year, been the real true leader for the Bristol Flyers. Ollison been a fantastic player to have back for the Flyers.
Daniel Savicius is 3, at mid-range 2 even, is off. Lucas finds Jacob. Ollison looking for Lucas. Now finds Levi Bradley. Shot clock's at 10. Ollison is stripped away. Good defense. Here's Van der Plas. 2-on-1. Shaquille Keith to Van der Plas. Great defense by Tijon Lucas, and a foul is called.
It's good play though. It was almost almost certain basket, and Lucas doing really well defensively. Unlucky not to get rewarded for that, but
well, here's a look at it on the replay. It's a 2-on-1 opportunity in the fast break, and
yeah, tough call. Lucas doing a great job. Didn't give up on the play, and Lucas checking out. I don't know didn't see how many fouls Lucas has got.
Well, it's going to be Tijon Lucas' fourth personal foul. And the referees are just wanting to get together here. And I think they were wondering which player it was called on, and I just confirmed it was Tijon Lucas. It was his fourth personal. Van der Plas' first free throw is good. Well, Bennett Van der Plas, his second season as a pro, spent last season playing in the German BBL. He would have knocked down the second, cuts the lead down to 2. Here's Johnson. Screen comes from Bradley. Keely Johnson to the basket, takes the contact and earns himself another trip to the foul line.
Keely Johnson attacking the basket, gets up so high, doesn't he? That contact, hard fall to the deck. That fearless move to the basket. He's just going to walk that one off.
Yeah, it's one of those ones, he'll definitely be feeling that tomorrow. It was an awkward landing for him. He's up and walking around though. Keely Johnson, big pair of free throws coming up for the Flyers. Comes up short on the first. Bristol Flyers now 10 for 15 from the free throw line. There you see it on the replay. It was an awkward landing for him in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, both players getting up above the rim there, and just that bit of body.
Well, Keely Johnson looking to shoot the second. Chance to make it a 3-point lead. Again, he can't convert, and he goes 0 for 2 from the line. Here's Van der Plas. Stolen by Ollison. Ollison off to the races. Strong move to the basket, can't finish the Euro step finish. And again, it's still a 2-point lead for the Flyers. Van der Plas looking inside, nice pass. And it's finished in the end by Shaquille Keith.
And that ties things up, 57 apiece.
It's almost stolen away by the visitors, it is stolen away. And Thorpe is tripped by Thomas Edwards. And the Siauliai bench looking for an unsportsmanlike foul here.
I felt like kind of a couple of possessions there were people falling over and tripping over. Just need to calm things down a little bit.
Just a common foul was the call in the end. Brad Green's getting set to re-enter the game for Bristol.
And I think the coach
bench are on
wants to see.
They are going to want to look at it, I think. So the officials are going to take a look at this foul to see whether it was just a common foul or whether it's an unsportsmanlike, I think. Yeah, they have challenged it, so the challenge is made. Basically, the rule is the officials can't overturn it, they can't go to it themselves, but if a coach calls a challenge, they can then look at it back on the replay and potentially overturn it or upgrade it to an unsportsmanlike foul on this occasion. So Shaquille Keith gets the steal. Here you can see what the officials are looking at on the screen. It looks like they got their feet caught up there. They're going to play it at full speed for us here. And, yeah, you see a coming together of the feet in the end.
Anything intentional there from my perspective, just a bit clumsy.
Just a common foul is the call in the end. And again, you know, so simple. It took literally, 2 minutes to look at that?
Yeah.
And now everyone can understand the call in the end. It's great to see. Love to see it in the British Basketball League at some point down the line.
It just adds a little bit of drama, doesn't it, to the game. You know, emotions running high. Coach thought that was a deliberate trip. Came back, saw it wasn't. Common foul.
Danny Savages inside. Finds Keith. Guarded by Thomas Edwards. Here's Shaquille Keith. Great hesitation. And Shaquille Heath finishes off the glass.
Yeah, that's a big individual move that from Shaquille Keith. Little in and out dribble. Sending Raf Thomas Edwards one way or the next.
It puts Siauliai on top by 2. Ollison, top to Bradley. Brad Green calling for it inside. T.J. Lucas finds Bradley, fakes the 3. Shot clock winding down. Bradley's mid-range 2 is good. And we're tied up at 59 points apiece. 7 minutes and change to go in the first leg. Keith. Again guarded by Thomas Edwards. Looking to go to work, nowhere to go. Extra pass. Thorpe on the wing now, shot clock down to 6. Van der Plas. Keith's at the top of the key. Shot clock down to 3. Brad Green with the defense, but what a shot by Thorpe.
That is a massive shot by Thorpe. Brad Green getting out to the shooter. Thorpe gets it to go.
Makes it a 3-point game. Here's Brad Green at the other end looking to respond, and he does so with the turnaround hook shot. 1 point lead for BC Siauliai. 6.5 minutes to go in the first leg. Here's Thorpe. Danny Savages fakes the 3. It's got Brad Green on him. What a move! Danny Savages have Brad Green dancing.
Great play. Some great individual plays at the minute. Both teams going at it. Siauliai up by 3.
Ollison looking for a screen from Brad Green. Lucas swings. Bradley fakes the 3. Oh, what a block! Swatted out of play by Van der Plas.
7 seconds left on the shot clock. 5 minutes 54 left of the game.
Bradley to inbound. Gets it into Green at the 3-point line. Oh, it's turned over by Brad Green. And it's an easy layup in the end, at the other end, for Karolis Giedraitis. And Coach Kapoulis looks to the table to say, yep, I'll have a timeout, please, because Siauliai are out to a 5-point lead.
Yeah, Siauliai putting a nice little run together. You know, coming back from a sort of 4 or 5-point deficit, extending their lead out a little bit. Just able to get a little bit more control. Just Shaquille Keith with some big moves, actually really kind of big swing and momentum with that individual play from himself. Yeah, good play from him.
With 5 minutes to go in this first leg, it's important to, you know, finish the game strong, because you don't want to be letting this game trickle out to, you know, it's a 5-point lead right now. You don't want to see it trickle out to 10 points going into the second leg. Still plenty of chance. You feel like this is the run that could be crucial to determine how this second leg could turn out.
Yeah, I'm sure from Coach Kapoulis the mentality we were to win the ball game, and not just to keep it close, but to try and get this victory as the home team. You know, you want to defend your home court, and certainly, you know, we talked about the form for the Bristol Flyers at the minute. To get that win would mean an awful lot for the confidence of the players.
Well, both teams back out on the court. There's a timeout called after a breakaway layup from Giedraitis. Now Bristol Flyers will inbound the ball. Siauliai are playing a bit of full court pressure here. Ball into Green. Gets it in the end. Now here's Lucas. Gets it to Thomas Edwards. Flyers able to get it up over the timeline with 13 on the shot clock.
Yeah, Siauliai found that little bit of extra bounce in their defensive step at the moment. They're all over it again.
Ball into Brad Green, puts it up and in. And Brad Green keeps the scoreboard ticking. Now up to 16 points to go along with his 8 rebounds. Giedraitis, guarded by Olisson. Out to Dani Savicius. Can't get the 3 to go. Flyers trailing by 3. Ball into Green. And it just trickles out of bounds. Miscommunication between Olisson and Green. And Siauliai will get this one back.
Yeah, it's a really difficult pass to make into the post player, so straight down the middle. Very hard to get that to go, get an angle on it. And the result is turnover.
Raf Thomas takes a seat. Keely Johnson back into the game for Bristol. As we approach the midway point now, this fourth quarter. Giedraitis, guarded by Johnson. Driving inside, what a move. It's like slow motion out there. The lefty layup is good.
Yeah, great spin move.
Here's Levi Bradley. Out to Brad Green. Brad Green, a rare 3. Don't see that too often.
And Coach Willis just calling for a bit of calmness now. He said you'll need to keep it tight.
Giedraitis. Screen comes from Dani Savicius. Dani Savicius at the elbow is short. Rebound for Lucas. Still a 5-point deficit for the Flyers, and that's going to be a foul called on Shaquille Keith for reaching in.
Yeah, no arguments from Keith on that one. And that's only his first foul.
Will be their 4th team foul though. So now Bristol Flyers in the bonus for these last 4 minutes of the fourth. Here's Tejon Lucas. Top to Keely Johnson. Screen comes from Green. Johnson to the basket. Takes the contact, puts it in. Incredibly tough move. Keely Johnson said to Shaquille Keith, I'll meet you at the rim. And he puts it in for 2. 3-point lead for Siauliai. Van der Plat, back to Keith. Keith backing down Olisson. It's stolen by Tejon Lucas. Flyers chance to make it a 1-possession game. They can tie it with a 3. Ball into Green, who puts it up and in. And a timeout's been called by Siauliai.
Incredible.
Because Bristol Flyers have made it a 1-point game with 3.5 minutes to go in this first leg.
Tevin Olisson just skipping around defenders one way and left, and then with the dime to Brad Green. What a play.
You can see him bringing it up over the half court. There's 1 defender, there's 2 defenders, and there's 3. Incredible.
Amazing, skipping around them. Great play. And what time to bring out that sort of play. Get the crowd on their feet. It's a 1-point ball game. 3 minutes 30 to go.
And if you coach Kapoulas, you know, of course he'll want to come and win this game, but what would he be saying to the team in this huddle? I guess the emphasis here is, you know, this is a 2-legged affair. Let's not get too excited at the end of this game, but they'll want to try and narrow the gap, if not take their own lead going into Lithuania in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, I think you could see him talk from the sidelines over there, just wanting to have a bit more, like, bit of composure on there. You know, just get what they want to get out of it. Get Brad Green involved. Get the players involved. Just calm it down. Let's control what we're doing. Let's control our offense. Let's not make mistakes. Let's not give away easy turnovers. Let's make sure we get a shot out of the offenses.
Well, this game's had it all out there tonight. Bristol Flyers trailed by as many as 17 points in the first quarter. They cut it down to 6 in the half-time break. They led by as many as 4 briefly in the third period, and now trail this one by 1. Van der Plas. Dani Savicius, guarded by Green. Looking to go to work inside, nowhere to go, finds Thorpe. Thorpe has to shoot for 3, splashes it, and that is a clutch shot by Thorpe.
Yeah, big time play from Thorpe. Takes the lead out to 4.
3 minutes to go in the first leg. Johnson looking to respond with a 3 at the other end, can't get it to go. There's Brad Green on the follow, the rebound, third chance opportunity, puts it in off the glass. And Brad Green now has his double-double, 18 points, and I think it's 10 rebounds as well. Giedraitis. Screen comes from Danu Savicius. Here's Thorpe for three. Splashes another one.
Wow. And definitely an argument for a bit of contact there as well.
And just when it mattered most, Thorpe with a pair of back-to-back triples. Here's Ollison, deep three.
Splash.
He responds with a triple. And it's raining threes at the Wise campus. 2-point game. Siauliai on top. 2 minutes to go in the fourth. Giedraitis finds Danu Savicius. He thought about the three. He's got Brad Green on him. Pulls up from the elbow. Strings it. And the floodgates are open for both of these teams as we wind down the last few moments of this first leg. And the referee's just calling a halt to play here because the shot clock's at 3. And so there must have been an issue with resetting the shot clock to 24. And the referee's just going to say to the officials how long they think should be on the clock.
20 seconds, I believe, on the shot clock.
They're going to put it down to 20. There's also a wet patch on the court they want to get cleaned up as well. It's going to be Tevin Ollison to inbound to get us back underway. Flyers trailing by 4. 1:52 to go in the fourth period.
So I think there's a bit of an issue with the shot clock. Just trying to
they're just trying to reset the shot clock. It looks like it's not working at all here. Oh, it's back on now.
Yeah, we're all good to go.
20 seconds on the shot clock then. And it is a 4-point deficit for the Bristol Flyers. 1:52 to go. Ollison gets it into Bradley. Now here's Tijon Lucas. Swings to Johnson. Screen comes from Brad Green. Gets it back to Green. Green puts it on the floor. Lucas has an open lane. And Tijon Lucas to the basket. Can't get the layup to go. He'll be kicking himself over that one. Here's Thorpe. Hands off with Giedraitis. Johnson got a hand to it, but still with Giedraitis. Danu Savicius for three. Can't get it to go. An offensive rebound for Siauliai. They will get a new 14 seconds. Just over a minute to go. Back the pass! Jams it in!
Massive play.
With the alley-oop. The perfect connection. He saw him going back door. Took the elevator all the way to the top floor. And he throws it down with two hands.
He did not see that coming. Pass was pinpoint.
Incredible. The perfect connection. And now Siauliai on top, 78 points to 72. 6-point lead for the visitors. Just over a minute to go, and from Bristol Flyers' point of view here, and they could still go for the win, but they want to keep it close here. They don't want to risk this going out of, going even further ahead with, a minute and change left in the first leg.
Yeah, I mean, you still, I think, you have to play your game as if you're going to try and win it, to try and get back in this game. Otherwise, you sort of second doubt yourself and maybe do something a little bit different and get caught. And so I still think, play as you were to try and win the game to get this point deficit down.
Well, both teams talking things through here. Of course, both of these teams meet again. The second leg is in a couple of weeks' time on the 19th in Lithuania. And what will the deficit be when those teams meet on the court in a couple of weeks' time? Minute left in the fourth quarter. Here's Ollison. Screen comes from Brad Green. Ollison kicks out to Keedy Johnson for three. Knocks it down. And it's a 3-point game as Johnson halves the lead. Thorpe. Looking for Van der Plas. Now here's Danu Savicius. Thought about the three. Giedraitis is open. He's guarded by Ollison. Giedraitis looking to turn the corner, downhill, it's blocked by Olisson! And the basket is going to count. It's going to be goaltend. Coach Kapoulis is looking to...
sure, why not?
I mean, we knew this was coming here. As soon as I saw that play, I'm sure I thought to myself, I'm sure Coach Kapoulis is going to want to look at this, and I don't think he's being told by the officials here, saying that they want to look at it, and they are going to come look at the play here. The call was a goaltend, and the question is, did the ball come off the backboard first before the block, or did Tevin Olisson block it onto the backboard? So here's the replay. Yeah, and that's a goaltend. The ball comes off the backboard first. And they're going through it frame by frame here. I think it's one of those ones when you look at it in full speed, it's easier to call, and then you watch it back on the replay, and it's really hard to call.
It's quite tight, but yeah,
it looks like it comes off in full speed. It looks like it comes off the backboard first. The referee's just to the left of us here, looking back at the video review, making sure they get the call correct. And you see on the screen what they're looking at. It's a great angle as well of the play. He's saying they wanted to check how long was left on the clock as well, so it's 37.6, I think the referee said. Yep, and it's adjusted to that now, the game clock. The basket will count.
Yeah, it was good to contest it though. Coach Kullis had one to use.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you have to use it anyway. It's there to use, and that's exactly what it's for. And again, those are the blocks, the goaltends that are so hard to see in real time. And now both coaches can be happy that the right call was made after the video review. 5-point game. Here's Tevin Olisson. Olisson looking to drive inside, going to work, fakes it, puts it up, and able to draw the foul.
And some big free throws coming up for Tevin Olisson.
Tevin Olisson has been some of his points have been hard to come by tonight, but we've seen him take on 2, sometimes 3 defenders out there. It's certainly not making it easy for him, are they, Siauliai?
Making him earn his points from the stripe. But yeah, and Keedy Johnson really attacking the basket. Fairly straightforward call, that one, for the official.
Tevin Olisson good on the first. So his 9th point of the game. Chance to make it 10 here from the line. Coach Kapoulis saying go for the steal right next to us at the table.
Yeah, clear instructions there. Get after it. There's certainly fouls to give.
Second free throw is no good. Brad Green can't get the offensive rebound. Last touch by Tevin Olisson. And it will go to Siauliai. And again, Bristol Flyers, I mean, you look at the free throw percentage, 11 for 17 as a team. Leaving points at the charity stripe. In a 4-point game like this, it can prove costly. Of course, 27 on the clock, and usually in this... it's almost stolen away by Jacob as he knocks it loose. A bit of full-court pressure being shown by the Flyers this time.
Just waiting for the shot clock to...
Yeah, the official's just talking to the table here, because again the shot clock's at 24. And there should have been at least a tick or so off the clock. And Gareth, this game has just been incredible here tonight. The atmosphere has been electric. There's it's real playoff atmosphere here at the Wise campus, isn't it?
It is. It's great to be. I know we've done a few of these games, from the studio, but to be here with the fans and getting the atmosphere, it's been great to come down here and watch a great game of basketball.
Well, Siauliai get the ball in. There's 20 seconds to go in this first leg. Almost stolen by Jacob. Thorpe swings to Giedraitis. No foul given there, said the officials. Giedraitis. Nice pass into Van der Plas. Fakes. The ball is faked. Oh, what a move! And Shaquille Keith off the glass. That is a massive shot there as he gets it to go. 8 seconds to go. And puts his side on top by 6.
Yeah, and just Keith there as well. Quite fortunate not to give the foul because he set the smart thing. He knew out position and he looked to get the contact whilst putting it back in. You just see here he gets himself in a great position and then just puts himself back there, just trying to see him get that bit of contact for the and one.
He knocks it in off the glass. At 8.1 seconds to go, Shaquille Keith's going to go to the line. Chance to make this a 7 points advantage. We did see the result of the first leg between Newcastle Eagles and Bakken Bears. The winner of this series will take on the winner of that series in the final 4. Bakken with a 5-point lead over Newcastle Eagles. And, if you can keep it around the 5-point game, either way going into the second leg, it just a couple of possessions and essentially it's only half time. So I'm sure, if Bristol can take this into a 5-point deficit, for example, they'll be happy with that.
Absolutely, and maybe give a chance for some players to come back from injury as well, just to strengthen, bolster the team on that away fixture as well. It's a couple of weeks' time.
Well, Leslie Smith is close to a return from his hand injury. Of course, when you spoke to Coach Kapoulis in the build-up to this game, he said just how crucial that Leslie Smith injury was to the team. 8.1 seconds to go. It's going to be Johnson to inbound from the sideline. Six-point lead for Siauliai. Keely Johnson to inbound. Gets it into Bradley. Bradley turns the corner. Steps on the baseline. And the three-pointer will not count. The timeout will be called by Siauliai because with 5 seconds to go, they'll get a chance to extend the lead even further here.
Yeah, that was a big play for Siauliai. Bristol Flyers stepping out of bounds on the baseline. And Coach Kapoulis not sure what happened with that. Oh, looking for the foul. Thought there was contact to push him out of bounds.
Coach Kapoulis is looking for a foul on that occasion. Nothing given there. But again, in these two leading aggregate scores, you can see normally in this situation you wouldn't call a timeout, draw for play for extend the lead even further. Yeah. But this is what makes these two-legged aggregate score lines, this format different. That every point matters, and I'm sure Siauliai will want to go into the second leg, pushing it out even further. If they can get an out-of-timeout play here, I'm sure Coach will be going home very happy.
Absolutely, yeah. As you said, every possession counts, every point counts in these close encounters. So, yeah, Coach will be drawing up something, try and get them a good look and try and extend that lead to take home with them. It's going to be a tough ask for Bristol Flyers to go on the road to Lithuania. And, Coach there just trying to make it even more difficult, putting some extra points on the board.
Well, it is a 6-point lead for Siauliai over the Bristol Flyers. Can they extend that lead going into the second leg on March 19th? It's going to be Thorpe to inbound from the sideline. Under 6 seconds to go. Thorpe. Danny Savage. It's going to be a foul call. That's the third foul. And of course, Flyers have fouls to give here, so I'm sure Coach Kapoulis would have reiterated that to them in that last timeout.
Yeah, and just see what they're sort of running. Maybe they can make an adjustment on the same play. They'll probably run the same play, Siauliai.
Still got a foul to give here, the Flyers. Thorpe out to Basleek. Oh, nice pass into Danny Savages. Throws it down with two hands. And it's almost the perfect way for Siauliai to finish this first leg. It is the perfect way. And the visitors, they lead 84 points to 76 over the Bristol Flyers at the end of the first leg of the ENBL playoff quarter-final.
Yeah, and that was a crucial play at the end as well. Worked out really nicely. A bit of miscommunication. Siauliai player left wide open under the basket, and the icing on the cake for them with the dunk.
Well, it is an 8-point lead for BC Siauliai over the Flyers going into the second leg on March 19th. We're going to take a short break, but do stick around because after the break we'll have full-time reaction from former Flyers captain Gareth Till, and we'll be hearing from Flyers head coach Andreas Kapoulis.
Is watching basketball at 3 in the morning enough? No, of course not. So you always wanted to be part of the team. Your own basketball club. In your own backyard. What if I said you could? ENBL. 9 European countries, 15 pro teams, 60 games a season. The fastest growing basketball league in Europe. In the arena, on TV, or streaming live on your phone. Reach out to us and join the ENBL family. ENBL. Right here in your backyard.
No one goes further than ATPI to get our customers and understand what you need. We know that different people, in different roles, in different industries, need different things. And you want a specialist to deliver what really matters. We know the way your business works and what you need to get the job done. We're on call at any time, getting your teams almost anywhere. When the trip goes from A to B to Z, we make it hassle-free. At ATPI, our purpose is clear. Through our group of specialist businesses, ATPI Corporate Travel, Marine Travel and Energy Travel, Mining Travel, Events, Sports Travel, and Direct ATPI. We will deliver what really matters to you and your organisation. ATPI, delivering what really matters.
Che vuoi gira largo da me, non sai che oramai è finita con te, tu sei quella che mi fa passare soltanto chi sei, chi
Welcome back to Flyers TV, powered by ATPI, where at the end of the first leg of the ENBL playoff quarter-final, it's BC Siauliai with an 8-point lead over the Bristol Flyers going into the second leg in a couple of weeks' time. I'm joined by former Flyers captain Gareth Till. And Gareth, this was a back-and-forth game. I mean, the Siauliai, they led by as many as 17 points, but Flyers, they did well to retake the lead, and then just a lapse of concentration down the stretch really resulted in that Siauliai advantage going into that second game.
Yeah, Siauliai outscoring the Flyers in that fourth quarter, 31-21. So as you said, just maybe defensively, just not quite as locked in. Siauliai making some big shots. But yeah, really, getting a crucial quarter there to take the victory back to Lithuania.
And here's some of the key plays from the second half, and you see the Shaquille Keith was incredible out there tonight, and then that was an incredible alley-oop to Van der Plas as well. And they just held their composure down the stretch, didn't they? They really were composed. They were able to get the shots they wanted out there, and really a real team effort on the court as well.
Yeah, some good team play, but Keith, outstanding really in that second half for Siauliai. Made some great individual plays and some big plays, and just really got that momentum to swing in that fourth quarter. Flyers came out, hot in from the half-time break, but Siauliai doing their own job, weathering the storm and putting together a strong offensive performance for 31 points in that fourth quarter.
LJ Thorpe 15 points, 8 rebounds and 8 assists as well. Just 2 rebounds and 2 assists shy of a triple-double. He was one of 4 players for Siauliai in double figures. Shaquille Keith finished with 16, and then Van der Plas on 11, and that seals the win for BC Siauliai. Of course, this is only half-time, Gareth. I mean, it's an 8-point lead for Siauliai. We saw the Flyers rally back from 17 in the first leg. Just means they're going to have to do it again in the second leg. I'm sure what the conversation with Coach Kapoulis will be.
Of course, I mean, it's like a chess match, isn't it, now, until the next game, making some adjustments, understanding how they play and what to expect. Watching tape is one thing, but actually seeing players up live and personal and to see how they perform and how they reacted today. Both coaches will be looking at the game in a couple of weeks' time and how to make those adjustments and to give the advantage to your own team.
Here's a look at the final stats from the game, and you see Siauliai 91% from the foul line. At the end of the first half, we were talking about the Flyers' 3-point shooting percentage. They got up to 7 made threes in the end for 23% as the team. But you look at the free throw shooting, 61%, and that's where he'll feel that points are left at the line.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the game. Free throws are a massively important part of the game, and Flyers 61%. You would say isn't good enough because Siauliai won the game, but that will be an area to work on for sure. But everything else sort of seems fairly consistent. Rebound, Siauliai doing a great job. Not many teams out rebound the Bristol Flyers, winning that battle 38 points to 36. Assist like for like, so yeah, real tight game, and points in the paint 36-40.
Well, that's going to do it for our coverage here on Flyers TV, powered by ATPI. Thank you for tuning in at home. At the end of the first leg of the ENBL playoff quarter-final, it's BC Siauliai 84, the Bristol Flyers 76. Don't forget you can watch the second leg of the ENBL playoff quarter-final right here on Flyers TV, powered by ATPI. You can watch every game of the Bristol Flyers ENBL campaign live and on demand. And also, don't forget, Flyers are next in action this Sunday, Mother's Sunday, on the 2 p.m. tip-off on Mother's Day. You can watch that game for free on the British Basketball League YouTube channel because tickets for that game are sold out. Gareth, just final thoughts from you, final thoughts on the game. It was a back-and-forth game, a deserving win for Siauliai going into that second leg. Yeah,
I thought it was a really great game, really intense, some great individuals, some great team play. It's going to be an exciting, very difficult to go to Lithuania to turn it around, but we know the Bristol Flyers, they can dig deep and they can pull out some great results. So get some players back fit, everything to play for in the second leg. But yeah, really enjoyed the game tonight, Joel.
Great stuff. Thanks, Gareth, for joining us here on Flyers TV. That's going to do it for our coverage here this evening. Bristol Flyers 76, BC Siauliai 84. Flyers have got it all to do going into the second leg.